Hello, young ones who want to learn the ways of math from a Sith Lord. You've come to the right place. This is Darth Dragon. Does math. Woo! Woo! Alright, now, I think, do I really only have two? Yeah, I only have two questions, but they're semi-hairy. So basically, we're going to simplify these expressions, then factor them. So we'll start with the top one. Now, to simplify, that means combine like terms. Basically, if you need to expand first, we'll expand. We don't have to expand this top one, but we will have to expand the bottom one, or use the distributive property. So we'll get there when we get there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of break this up into all its terms, and that just helps me visually see what I have to deal with. So I broke it up. I kind of put a little mark between all the signs of the terms and the terms themselves. So now I'm going to rewrite this with all my like terms together. And I'm going to start with my variables first. So I have a 4x. This does not have a variable. I have a 14x. And I have a 10x. That does not have a variable, and they're all positive. I have a positive 10, and I have a negative 3. So I've rewritten all of my terms, and I've done them in an order that I prefer. So now I'm going to add up all the variables first. I'm just going to take this slow. I'm going to say 4x plus 14x. Well, these together are equal to 18x plus 10x, and I'm going to go ahead and combine these terms as well. Positive 10 minus 3 is positive 7. Now from here, I add up what more I can, and that would be 28x plus 7. Now, a lot of people are going to want to stop there, but that's not what it said. It said simplify, which I have, but then I need to factor as well. So I need to factor as well. So I need to find the GCF. Now, I want you to notice this, because a lot of times when we factor, for example, when we factored this right here, our GCF happened to be whatever the coefficient in front of the variable was. So we just pulled out the 2 and everything was fine. But here, notice that the coefficient in front of the variable is a lot larger than this one. So we still need to find the GCF, and it's not just saying 28. The largest number that goes into 28 and 7 is 7. So I'm going to pull out a 7 from both of these terms. 28x divided by 7. Well, if it was just 28 divided by 7, it would be 4, and then the x just kind of stays around. So this would be 7 times 4x, and then 7 divided by 7. 7 over 7, we wrote 7 over 7. That's equal to 1. So this is 7 times 4x plus 1. And so this is the final answer. We can always expand it to check ourselves. 7 times 4x is 28x. 7 times 1 is 7, but we're good. Now, this one right here, same question, different numbers, slightly more complicated. So I'm going to expand first. So I'm going to say 4 times 3x, which is 12x. 4 times 4, which is 16. And this is all expanded, so I'm going to work with this one now. 8 times 2, x, which is 16x. And then 8 times 3, plus 24. All right, combine like terms, so I have a term here, I have a term here, here, and here. 12x, and I'm going to do all my x's. 12x plus 16x. That's it for my variables, so plus 16 plus 24. So I've rewritten it now, and now I just need to combine. So 12 plus 16 is 28, so 28x. And then 16 plus 24 Well, that's equal to 40. So from here, I still have to factor. So the GCF of 28 and 40. Well, I know 28 can be 2, 4, and 7, 14, 28. 40 is 2, 4, 8, 5, 10. I believe the largest one is 4, and well, I know the largest one is 4. But I want to give you an example of if you didn't know that. Say you notice that they're both even. You could say, well, let's do 2. 28 divided by 2 is 14, so that's 14x plus 20. The thing is when you do this, this is a factored-ish form, but it's not the most factored because 14 and 28 still have a number in common, which is 2 again. So you could go back to the front, but you just say, okay, what if I brought out another 2? So this would be 2 times 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And you don't write 2 times 2. You write that as 4. So this is 4 times 7x plus 10. And this is the most factored form. Again, we could have just found the GCF. You say, okay, we have 28, which is 2 times 14, which is 2 times 7. And we have 40, which is 2 times 20, which is 2 times 10, which is 2 times 5. They have 2 2's in common, so the GCF is 4. Right of 4, 28 divided by 4 is 7x. 40 divided by 4 is 10. Okay, and that's kind of just an example of going a little bit more hardcore. Take your time, think about GCFs when you're factoring. Make sure you distribute everything when you use the distributive property. And distributive property basically tells you all you need to know. If I were to distribute a bunch of papers to my classroom, I would give a piece of paper to every single student. So when I say that, it's basically what you're doing with the distributive property. If you say 7 times x plus 2, and I can plus y. Let's go even bigger. I want to distribute. I want to distribute what's outside to everything that's inside. So 7 times x, 7x. Distribute the 7 to the 2 as well. Well, 7 times 2, that's 14. Distribute to the 7 to the y. Plus 7y. And that's, I guess, another example of the distributive property. But, excuse me. Keep working hard. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Fantastic!